All right. So last session picked up as you guys were at Veridus Mav's house in the town of Crux after dealing at the Salience, that's big scar that runs along Yggdrasil, the world tree. Yeah, started back there at his place, chatted a little bit. You realized that you needed to get back to the world of Renee's, which is the dead world. That's where this black ziggurat pyramid was. And it was something in there would eventually lead to the bottom of the multiverse. You weren't exactly sure what that was or anything. Grandfather. Yeah, he seemed to basically want to get to the bottom of the multiverse. I believe somebody felt, maybe Arabellos, you thought it was the negative energy plane, which indeed it is. The portal itself was in this black ziggurat pyramid. It was guarded by some sort of guardian. So you guys ended up going through that portal that was outside of Crux, which led you back in through the skull portal into the pyramid itself, jumping over the trap so nobody set that off. In the pyramid, a lot of shadows and other creatures. You were able to keep them at bay with your light spells that you had cast before you went. There was also a couple animated statues. On the far side, as you guys made your way through, you hit the small crypt area of some sort of demonic creature. And beyond that was a hidden doorway that Tiva found. That's when the fight started breaking out. Candles started lighting up around the room. It started burning out your light spells as these shadows crept in. Tiva, you were able, well, Seda was able to get the crypt, the sarcophagus open, where the levers were to open the secret portal, which Tiva, you eventually got that open as you guys fell through into the next room. There was this, what was left of Zan, a very twisted, demonic, undead Zan, that was the guardian of the portal. And you guys basically just got your asses kicked in that room, and I believe pretty much everybody went down at one point or another. He was belching out ghouls that were draining hit points, a lot of permanent hit point damage. The shadows were coming in from the other side. Plus, Zan was hit like a truck as well. Seda, you were able to do, looks like pretty much most of all the damage to Zan, eventually bringing him down, though. Arabellos, you swung and missed about 15 times. He did hit the ground well, though.
Yikes.
Yeah, as soon as you got Zan down on the ground, Arabellos knew that the portal needed the skull of a warrior to be opened, so she took off Zan's head, took off Zan's head, opened up that portal, and jumped through. I'm assuming Seda grabbed Tiva, or somebody did.
I hope so.
I think that basically sums it up. Probably. And I know over in our Facebook chat, there's a couple different important bits in there, like the reference to the bottom of the multiverse. Tissy Sumir is the name of this place that you were looking for. It seems to have some sort of connection to all of this that's going on, the dying of the gods, and you're not exactly sure what the connection is, but it seems to somehow lead to there. It also led to the death of the Renee's, which was more of a futuristic Manhattan, really. Let's see, it's also called the Void Cathedral. Thought there was something else in here. I guess that's it. And Veridus mentioned that between that book of his grandfather's had some different things. That's where you were able to find out the portal was in Tissy Sumir, but it seems like somehow this negative energy of the negative energy plane is filtering through into the prime world, or in this case, all the outer worlds. Yggdrasil itself is starting to decay and be covered in this disgusting negative fungus that is destroying it, and the gods are dying. But everything sort of points to Tissy Sumir, but you're not sure why. All right, anything you guys want to add? I think I touched upon most of it.
I think we're good. I just had a thought. Do we actually carry the plant with us?
Zahn had, I'm assuming he handed it over. I want to say he did when he died to Tiva or
Yeah,
Seda, one of the two.
that's what we agreed upon, but I'm really questioning now if we carry that around, you know?
It's not really like a whole flower potted or anything. It's more of like the a pressed flower.
Oh, in that case, I misunderstood that, actually. Okay.
Yeah, I did too. I thought it was like a potted plant.
Oh, no. There was that plant. They had other ones there that were potted and stuff, but the one that Necropeptus Scorpios had was like a dried, pressed flower.
Oh, okay.
About the size of a rose, but blue and black.
I would actually say we carry it around because I'm way too scared to leave it somewhere.
And I believe, I don't want to say, do you remember, did anybody ever check to see what it did or what it was or get any notes on that?
You told me about it, but I must confess I forgot. Or did I write it down? I don't know.
I couldn't remember if I mentioned it or not.
Did.
I
really didn't write it down. No.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But we talked about it.
Okay, so it awakens ancient memories.
Oh. Well, do you have to eat it?
That you don't know, or what exactly, or anything else more about it. But it said that the what is it called? The desert's bloom is said to awaken ancient memories.
Well, people are way too keen to get it, so... Yes,
more of those. You do know that the Visages were big about trying to get it. That's what they all sort of invaded Aqua God at that time and killed Set and Necrotheptus and that whole thing that went down. You're not sure why they wanted the one you have being dried and stuff, or maybe it has to be prepared, or because they weren't interested in the potted ones and the ones that were out and around alive. Just that one that you have that Necrotheptus was protecting.
Yeah, it's got to be special in some way, or else it wouldn't have been protected.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, any last things before we start?
Nope, I don't think so.
And as I said, I didn't really have time to prep my own words, so we're just going to read. Oh, I need to do a little zoom in here. So, last session, you ended. Tiva, you were lying on the ground. Seda, standing over top of what remains of Zahn's body as she just smashed into it multiple times. And Arabellos, with a broken arm, a broken leg, and pretty much mutilated as well. Kothis would have huge chunks torn out of him, these huge gashes from these ghouls that were clawing at him. They seem to be very focused on taking him out, just all of them constantly piled forth on him, trying to stop him. In the end, Erebos, you were able to take off Zahn's head, throw it into this. It's a stone hearth. There's one on either side of the room, but 3 total. And toss it in the center one, and this portal opens up. The cold, deathly aura that comes from this thing is nearly overwhelming. As far as I remember, you said you jumped through and the others followed, correct?
Yeah, me and Seda first, and then the rest, if I remember correctly.
And yeah, I'll say Seda, you grab Tiva and pull her through. And Kothis will come in last. Traveling through this, it's almost like sleeping. It seems to take a long time, and yet it's over with within just a few moments. As you open your eyes, it's just complete blackness around all of you. Arabellis, you can feel your shoulders a little sore and achy. Same with Seda, Tiva. You guys are actually going to be at full health, so go ahead and put yourself at full health, and you'll have all spells and everything. It's as if you've had an excellent night's sleep. Perhaps many.
Does that mean I could change spells as
Yes,
well?
you sure can.
Okay.
You'll feel quite refreshed in the sense, but as you look down, Arabella, you can notice this long gray beard that hangs off your chin. Your feathers are a little bit grayed. And you look over at Seda. She has some crow's feet in the corners of her eyes. Everybody age yourself 28 years. If you keep track of
Holy
your age.
shit.
Holy moly!
I'm almost 60 now.
Oh my god, I think I'm a dwarf.
You know, I never put an age for myself.
It's more of a fluff thing, so just whatever
Oh,
fits
okay.
you.
So
It ain't gonna
what
make
would
any.
be what would be a young dwarf adult in Lamentations?
I think 120?
That's what I was thinking, yeah. 120.
Yeah, I think.
120?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what about a gnome? No, a halfling. Sorry.
Uh,
I believe halflings are more like humans as far as
Yeah.
age goes.
a little bit. They get like if a human becomes 80, a halfling I think becomes like 100,
Oh,
something
okay.
like that.
All right.
So everybody's bones will be a little bit sore and achy, and maybe your voice cracks a little, but besides being older, you feel pretty decent. You can feel yourself floating, it seems like. You don't feel any floor beneath you. You don't feel any walls around you. And besides what little bit of light you still have glowing off of your instruments and what you might be able to see in the dark, you find yourself floating within a spherical chamber made of some sort of black metal all around, like the inside of a snow globe. The only light is that which emanates, ironically, from your own bodies. Each of you gives off this soft, bluish, gray sort of aura, spreads out 10 feet around you. It's almost as if your very life force makes you stand out like a beacon in this place. There's no gravity, no sense of up or down, and your breath is visible as a cold fog each time you breathe. The place is as quiet as death. And as you look up, you can see that this thing that you're in, this almost like a snow globe, this metal black sphere, it's about 30 feet in diameter all the way around you. But up in each compass direction, up above you, and then all the way around you and below you, there is just a simple black hole that seems to swirl in a counterclockwise position.
So multiple holes.
Yep, there'd be 6 total, 1 up, 1 down, and 4 evenly spaced around you.
Oh.
You notice as you try to move a little bit, you just sort of float in the air. You can try to swim, but it moves slowly. Arabella, you have wings, so you can push yourself quite well, actually. But Tiva, Seda, and Kothas, it's very awkward. As you lean forward a little bit, you'll slowly start to rotate, kind of twist in space.
Like on a Segway. I look at the ladies, but I don't say anything that they've become older because I'm a gentleman. And I look away really quickly. Well, where shall we continue?
So
So-
Tiva right away is just gonna. I'm Tiva. Seda's right away gonna be just kind of floating, going. Everybody's glowy.
Yes, for sure.
20 years is not really much for her, so she probably doesn't feel a whole lot different.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah. In your case, I probably don't see it even.
Tiva feels a little awkward. She's not exactly sure what happened, but she does feel a little weird, like almost like she's aged, but she doesn't realize she has.
Yeah, I won't tell you.
Yeah.
It does seem like forever ago since you left that pyramid.
Yeah.
Oddly, even though it was moments ago, really.
So she's going to look around and she's going to see all the holes and she's going to ask, where are we now? And how do we get out of here?
I think any way or all the ways possible passages are as good as the other. And I like point my arm at let's say at the bottom one. Shall we?
So these holes are basically portals then.
They sort of look like the portals you remember on Yggdrasil or something, sort of about
Okay.
5 feet in diameter, and it's just a swirling counterclockwise cloudy mass.
Yeah, sadly we don't have portal sense anymore in the party.
Oh yeah, because Zon was the only one with portal sense, right?
Yeah. But it might be just a normal portal, not in the sense of changing dimensions or whatever, or planes. So
Well, we could always do eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
yeah, I'd say we go down.
Okay.
Shall I try first?
I think we should go together.
Do we fit all through it together?
Nope, one person would have to go through at a time. It's just big enough for a person to fit through.
Okay. Lady, even though you're very tiny, we might not fit at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So let me go first.
Okay, well, we'll be right after you.
Okay, so I float down and I float into it.
As you get closer to it, you can feel your stomach turn a little bit, especially for you being more of a lawful creature. This place is not set well with you. You can feel just the absolute chaos, the evil, and the death that radiates from this. You look back at the others, all of them giving off this strange aura. You're quite positive, Arabelos, that you're in the negative plane. And yeah, everything around you just feels disgusting and dirty, decaying and dead. And, as you're these living creatures in this place, you shine as this one small bright spot here. The portal, it swirls, and if you reach out and touch it, you can see as you actually reach toward it, starts to stretch out long and be sucked into it, each particle separating and being pulled in. Do you let yourself go?
Well, yeah.
All right. So yeah, there's this brief moment. It doesn't hurt. It seems almost like your whole body just falls asleep, that tingling sensation as you pulled into this. All of you guys still in the room, floating in the middle, will see Arabelos' body just stretch out in this long, shimmering, weird sort of magic mirror type of look to it as he's pulled into this portal and then gone.
And Tiva looks on shocked.
You think he's okay?
I don't know. That kind of looked a little painful. But I did say that we were going to follow him, so we have to go. So Tiva's going to make her way to the portal. I don't want to go.
And as you sit there and float in space, how do you get yourself going?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't have wings, do I? Well, she's gonna look kind of like a dog swimming in water. She's gonna look really dumb, and then she's gonna realize that that's not gonna get her anywhere. And then she's gonna tell Seda, give me a push.
How far am I from the ground?
I don't think there is ground.
There is no ground, but you're in the center of this, so it's 15 foot to the portal that you're looking at.
Don't forget you're strong.
Yeah. But if I push her, I'll push myself away.
Oh, that's a good point.
Then I won't be able to follow you.
Well, shit, I should have directed you first.
We probably should have just held on to his feet.
Well, now it's too late.
So I'm going to take a piece of rope and just tie it around Tiva's waist. And then I'm going to grab her, and I'm going to just go, hold your breath. And then I'm going to throw her at the portal. And then I'm going to let the rope slide through my hands. And then when it pulls her through, I'm just going to hope it's going to pull me through.
All right.
Ooh.
Give me a 1d4 roll, please, Zeta.
I got a 2.
All right. So yeah, I tie this rope around Tiva, hold on to the other end, and give her a push the best you can, or throw her forward. You can feel yourself just spinning end over end, sort of awkwardly, Tiva, seeing this cloudy portal come closer and closer. When you get within about 5 feet of it, it's almost like a whirlwind or a tornado type thing. It just seems to suck you right towards it, and then you can feel your body stretching out, and Zeta, you'll see her get pulled through. It'll only be a moment before this rope goes taut and starts pulling you in as well. It's going to take a full 2 rounds for them to actually reach you, Arabellos, as they're floating around in that room. So on your side, as you come through, it's like they're just going down this long black tunnel that seems to take just a few seconds, but it gets colder and colder, and you can start hearing like howling winds, like you remember in the wintertime, and this blast of icy breath that washes over you. As you pass through this strange corridor, pulled down its winding length by some sort of weird magic or sorcery, you begin to know a very fetid, rotting odor. Even your wings, as you try to slow yourself down, it doesn't seem to stop. A couple of feathers will pull free, and it just keeps hurling you forward. You all of a sudden will stop in this dark, pitch black, cold chamber, much like the one you just came from, but much larger, nearly 100 feet in diameter, this one. But you're not alone. There's this hissing, rasping sound, and it comes out of the darkness, and you'll spot this large, corpse-like monstrosity. They start to lurch through the air in front of you. Their hands and their feet are webbed, seem humanoid, but maybe 15, 16 feet in size, quite obese. And they swim almost like frogs through this black sphere that you're in towards you. There is 10 of them in total, as they all start to swim towards you. So we will enter initiative, but you guys will not be able to get there until round 2, Tiva and Zeta. So go ahead and roll initiative.
Yeah, 2.
2 is Arabella's. All right. Tiva and Zeta. Don't forget, Tiva, you no longer have your dexterity modifier for that.
Yeah, so let's see. Okay, so my initiative is basically... Actually, my initiative is -1.
Oh, is it? Ooh.
Yeah, not only did I no longer have my dexterity bonus, but I also have a -1
Yeah,
initiative.
we did great.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that means I got a 3.
3 for
Yeah.
Tiva.
Also, what is it that caused her, just out of curiosity, what is it that caused her to get that? Because that's basically like the equivalent of like a -6 dexterity.
That was one of her deaths.
Yeah.
Deaths.
Oh, it was nervous system damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what does Zeta have for initiative?
I got a 19.
What?
1d6.
You fucking cheater.
I got a 4.
For Zeta. All right.
I've been reading a 5th edition book all day, so.
And ghouls. All right. So Zeta would be up first, but you are swimming and floating through space. As Tiva goes through, you can feel this line get taut and start pulling you forward as well. And once you get close enough to it, it'll suck you in as well. I'm guessing Kothis is right behind you, probably tied off or something as well as he's getting pulled through. And then Tiva, you get that same sensation just going down this long black and gray marbled corridor, just being pulled along by some unforeseen force, just dragging you along. Then these things are up, Arabelos, as they all start swimming towards you. They are currently 60 feet out, so they can move 30. So they will be all starting to circle in from all different directions, basically just surrounding you. They will be
Okay,
30 feet out.
Do they look like they're interested in me?
Oh, yes, most certainly. Their tongues are hanging out and sort of slobbering in their air, these great wide toad-like mouths they're swimming
Yeah,
through.
but question is, do they just want to lick me, or do they want to do worse things?
Oh, they're licking their chops a little. I'm pretty sure they want to eat you.
Okay. There was a chance. So did you mention another exit, or is this basically going on forever?
Nope, so you look around, it's a 100-foot diameter
hear you.
sphere. 100-foot diameter sphere that you are in. Besides this portal that you came out of, which is now up above you, sort of, in a sense, or right behind you anyway, because you're up at the top of it. There is 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing as the other room. There is a room or a portal on every direction. One above you that you just came out of, one below you, and 4 and around to the center of it.
Okay. So I will float to the down portal. No, where are they coming from?
All directions.
Hold on. Yeah, okay, so I'm going down again. Like, I don't even think. Floating down, and I won't reach the exit now, right? This round.
Nope, you would be 100 feet away from it.
Okay, just so you know my plan. So I want to get out of this room through the down portal, and I want to leave something next to the portal floating there to indicate where I went.
Gotcha.
And I will leave, because I have a standard ration, I will leave like a piece of bacon. That
Beautiful.
should be enough for Seda.
Yeah, and if you were to just make like a beeline straight down towards that, especially with your wings, they won't be able to converge on you before you're past where they are.
Good.
Down, if that's your plan. But you can definitely make it, you think. Assuming nothing slows you down in between.
Yeah.
And they move. So yeah, Seda, you would be, I guess technically, Arabelos, you'd be taking 2 moves. So you'd be moving a total of whatever,
60.
double your 60. So you'd only be 30 feet away. So the others will come through. You wouldn't even have to use that ration. On the other side, Seda and Tiva, you will come through to see these huge frog, toad-like creatures swimming through this open space. But most of them all seem quite interested in Arabelos, starting to follow after him as he's just straight flying towards another portal on the far side of the room. So they do not notice you at the moment.
So these are frog-looking things?
Yep, they're like 16-foot size frogs.
Maybe with Arabella's wings, they just think it's a giant fly.
Basically.
That thing could feed us for a week.
So Seda, you would be up as you come through this portal right behind Tiva. See these things swimming about in this blackness. Arabelos is on the far side, just beelining straight towards another portal below you.
Okay, so she's gonna kind of look and see, and try and take as much stock in what's going on. So she sees Arabelos leaving, and the frog things are all following Arabelos, right?
At the moment, yes. You will give off this bright blue glow as soon as you enter the room, so it's only a matter of moments before they notice you. But they do not.
Yeah, it's the same concept. We can't, we have no way to motor ourselves. Like, we can't swim through this.
You could like, if there is one of the frogs close, you could propel yourself from him.
Gotta tame the frog.
Those things.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like bull riding, but with demon frogs.
So I'm just gonna float in, and I'm just gonna be as soon as I see what's going on, I'm just gonna grab Tiva by her belt and the collar and the back of her shirt, and I'm gonna say, gotta go. And then I'm just gonna sling her with everything I've got right toward the portal that Arabella's is going for. I'm just gonna be like, ugh!
And because this is not child friendly, you say, "Oh shit!"
All right. So give me a 1d4. It would normally take 3 movements, so 1d4 plus 3 to see how many turns it's going to take you to float across, unless you get stopped by something.
So I rolled a 2 again.
All right. So yeah, hurl her forward. You can see she starts going end over end. This line will go taut, pulling you along. It slows it down just a little bit, Seda. And again, as you grab a hold of Kothis behind you, it will slow it down just a little bit, but it's going to take a full, 6 turns, well, 5 now, to get you across the room. And
Turns
Arabella's...
or rounds?
So yeah, Arabella's, you would be up. You would see them come through. You're 30 feet from the portal below you as those 3 come through the portal above you.
Turns or rounds?
Rounds.
Good.
Yes, rounds.
Jesus. Okay. So if I look back, do I see that they're struggling?
I guess that kind of depends on if you consider Seda throwing Tiva through empty spaces struggling or not.
And
I
you
think-
see a halfling look like she's about to throw up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
I
just going to be
think
twisting
that's,
and turning and flopping. You know that
Yeah.
they're open targets, really.
So it wouldn't be metaing if I kind of leave a rope or the end of a rope behind me?
Hmm.
Okay, so then that's what I will do as I float up to the portal, and I won't leave my bacon there because apparently they could still see me. Yeah, and I'll leave the end of the rope there, and I will wait as long as I can. Are they still behind me?
Yep, they're 1 move behind you, so
Eh.
they would not reach you this turn, well, on their next turn, but they would the following one.
Shit. Oh, dang. Oh, I don't know if they will go through the portal, right? Shit. Yeah, I will go through, but I'll leave the rope, or the end of the rope.
Gotcha. So it feels again just like the one before. You just get sucked into this black tunnel and just ripped through it. And all of you will see is Arabelos leaves the end of a rope flapping behind him this time as he goes into the portal. And let's see, that would be down to 4. Seda, you would be up, floating through. All these things are going to notice you, but they are 2 movements away as you're slowly floating. You not really have anything to push yourself off of at this point or grab. So you're basically just left to gravity unless you have anything else that you want to do while you're floating towards the portal. And you're muted, Seda.
Sorry about that. No, as I'm floating, about the only thing that I would probably do is probably pull my spear out, and just in case they came near me, to try and defend myself.
All
Or and the other 2.
right. And same thing, Tiva, you're sort of just left to floating along. Do you get anything else prepared as you're floating towards the portal?
She's just trying not to throw up. But so did Tiva, in her spinning, did she see Arabelos go through the portal
Yes.
and leave the rope there?
Yep.
Okay. So what she's going to try to do is right herself so she's at least facing the portal and looking at it. And then when she can, she's going to try to grab the rope that Arabella's left.
All right. Again, Kothos will basically do the same. He'll prepare his Staff of the Fandango. The ghouls are just going to move towards you. They will get to within 15 feet of you. And again, they all start to sort of just circle around, much like a pack, at all different angles towards you guys. Give me a... I say, Tiva, you're sort of in the front of all of them since he threw you ahead. Just give me a 1d20 roll.
1d20. All right. I got a 11.
All right. So yeah, they will start to circle in on you a little bit. They seem to leave open this hole or this space so that the others can float into where you're at, Tiva, but they'll start to come across. It looks like they're trying to cut off you reaching this rope and reaching this portal. So they start to come around. And that would be down to 3 turns. Arabellos. Let's see, where do you end up? So this time, Arabellos, as you pull yourself into this portal, you leave this rope behind you, you're pulled down this long black tunnel once again. And then you stop and sort of pop out into this room. Even before you notice this room's contents, you sense something immediately is off, something disturbing. You can feel it in the very soul that you have. There's an evil aura about this place. You see that long stone tables occupy the center of the chamber, stained with dark dribbles of something foul. Shelves along the walls hold all manner of jars, bottles, flasks, some filled with liquids and syrups, all sorts of nauseating colors and strange soupy consistencies. Here and there, the line of containers is interrupted by a large, dusty tomb. Lastly, a long, low table near the back displays a number of silvery metallic tools and instruments with purposes that seem to be better left unknown. This room is 15 by 20 feet rectangular. And it's actually, as you come through, it's as if you're walking right through a doorway onto these cobblestones, as there is gravity in this room, and it is like a typical chamber. Directly ahead of you is a hallway that leads further down, but it's just complete blackness. Even, I don't know if you have dark sight or anything, but nothing seems to penetrate that blackness in the hallway.
And do I fall through it, or do I?
Nope, it's almost as if you just walked right through a doorway.
Okay.
You can still feel it's a little light on gravity, like you can still feel your stomach bouncing a little bit, and you kind of bounce a little bit, but it definitely has gravity here.
Okay. Huh. Yeah. Well, dang. I will place myself. Is there anything that looks like a decent weapon that could be helpful or something?
As you step in and start to walk around a little bit, you will notice a doorway to your left and to your right on either side of the room. And as far as the room itself, there's shackles along the walls. It basically looks like some sort of torture chamber type room. There's small scalpels and thumb pricks and knives and things like that, but no weapons.
Okay. In that case, I will wait next to the portal and be ready to smash my sword, or no, my shield actually, onto the next person that's taller than half of my body.
Jeez, I hope Kothas ain't through the line first.
Oh shit! I forgot about him. Well, everyone who's green.
Nice. Yeah, and you can stop and wait. On the other side of the portal, we will see how far you guys can make it. Seda, you would be up. These things are 15 feet from you now, and you are 45 away from the portal, but they look like they're trying to close off your line to reach the portal. What do you do? Up ahead, Tiva, you would be about 15 feet away from where the rope is that Arabellos has dangling through.
So, do I have... I guess Kothas, is he just hanging on to the rope as well?
I'm assuming so, yeah.
Shit. As I could throw him at Tiva and have him grab Tiva, and that would speed us up. But if he misses, he may not hit the portal, and that's what you get for not showing up, Joe.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, looking at these things, they're basically these huge toad-like demonic behemoths. It doesn't look like a fair fight for you at all, especially with them being able to swim through this and you just floating there.
Fuck it. I'm going to grab Kothas and throw him at Tiva.
All right.
But I'm gonna like grab him. I'm gonna throw him like right at it, so it's like it would be almost impossible for him to miss her. But I'm just gonna be like boom, and throw him down the rope, in the hopes that as he grabs her, it'll yank the rope, and we'll all start going a little faster.
Gotcha. How about you give me a strength roll?
All right, I got a 13 under a 17.
Yeah, I'll mark one round off, so that'll put 2. And Tiva, you would be technically up next. Why don't you give me a dex roll? That way, as you see Kothas flying at you, you might be able to grab him as he's trying to reach out to grab a hold of you.
Okay. But I get my bonus, right?
Yes.
On initiative.
Well, it would just be 1d20 be under your dex score.
Oh, okay. I got a 6, so it is under.
How far under?
Well, my dex is 18.
Oh, damn. That's good. All right. So you see Kothas coming by, grab him, and tell you what, with that, why don't you give me a 1d4 minus 1.
1d4.
See how many rounds we can knock off as he flies hurling past you.
Okay, so 1d4 minus 1, so I got
Yep.
3, so it's a 2 then.
Gotcha. See him flying towards you, reach out to grab a hold. He's going to yank you along, sort of speeding you up a little bit. You're at the end of this rope, though, Seda. Tiva, you're going to see this portal getting a little bit closer. Then Kothas' body starts to stretch out, being pulled into this as he grabs a hold of the rope that Arabelos left as well. Pulls you in. It will pull Tiva as you get a little bit closer and start stretching out you, and you start to get pulled through this. That leaves you at the end, Sadie. You're going to end up getting 1 hit on you. But let's see if he... Or no, there's going to be 3 that you're going past, actually. Well, I got a nat 20 on 1, a 2, and a 7. So that nat 20 will hit you. So it's going to grab a hold of this rope will go tight around you, Sadie, as it gets pulled forth. Just going to feel the slight swipe of 1 down your backside as you get pulled forward. You'll make it past him, but let's see how much damage you take from this guy. 9 points of damage, Seda, as you feel these black claws just scrape along the back of your leg just as you're getting ready to be pulled into this portal. You will notice, too, that you don't feel any pain here. You feel your flesh rip, and you can see this blood as it starts to float behind you in this no-gravity space, and you can feel the injury, but it doesn't hurt. It's just this cold, like you've dipped your leg in snow sort of feeling, just a cold wetness around you. And then everything around the 3 of you will go black as you go down this tunnel. Arabelos, it seems like quite a few moments before, but you will see Kothas as he piles through. Again, just sort of stumbling into the room. Tiva behind him, and then Seda coming in third. This is all 3 of them stumble into this room.
Oh, thank Hieronymus. Did you leave them behind? Are they following?
I don't think they're following, but one of them scratched me in the butt.
Well, I
She
don't
turns
look.
around and she pulls her trouser down to show her butt cheek, and she's like, "See?
Yes, yes. Does it hurt?
Of course it hurts. Look, it's all scratched up. Can you fix it?"
I can certainly try. So I will spend. Oh, shit. So I will touch with a finger, with my little finger. I will touch her butt cheek and cast Cure Light Wounds. Just to see what happens.
I look over at Tiva and wink.
Wow.
He touched the butt. and David just kind of looks over and just giggles a little bit.
I'm very sorry, milady, but I have to. And while I'm casting, I'm looking away. Does it even work?
Well, what would you normally heal?
1d6 plus caster. Oh, that's a weather die. 6 actually I rolled plus level, which is 7, so 13.
And it is
Wow.
cut. As you cast this spell, you can definitely feel this place just sucks the energy out of your bells. It is your choice. You can either spend an additional spell slot for full power, or otherwise it only does half.
Let's do half for the moment.
So, whatever, 7 hit points that you would heal Seda.
This doesn't look too good for us.
She would stand up and just kind of rub her butt and said, "Oh, it's still a little sore, but thank you."
I think Hieroneus is very far away from us right now.
As time passes in this room, you'll notice there's nothing else that seems to come through, even though those things, it seems like they would have been able to swim here by now, but you don't see any sign of them coming through this room.
Good.
So, is there any other portals in this room?
Nope, it is a 15 wide by 20 foot long room, tables in the center, have all sorts of strange scalpels, tools, and instruments of surgery and torture. The walls are lined with all sorts of weird jars and tombs. There's a door on either side of you, and straight ahead a tunnel, but it's just complete blackness in that tunnel.
Okay, but no other portals.
Nope.
Okay.
Well, behind you, it's a doorway. You know that's where you came through, but it doesn't look like a portal on this side.
There's no additional ones. Okay.
Nope.
So we've got 2 doors and a tunnel. Yeah.
I'll look around a little bit, rummaging around.
Lots of old tombs are on the shelves. A lot of them seem to have the anatomy of all different creatures. Some familiar, like elves and dwarves. Other ones completely foreign and absolutely undecipherable. All of the language or anything that these are written in, if you happen to browse through them, Arabelos, it looks like lines. It doesn't really look like any sort of script or anything, just scribbled lines. You can't make any sense of what it is or what it says. The only one that stands out is one which says, the title of it is Harvesting and Using Divine Essence for Necromancy. Beyond that, all of the jars you can see have all different things. There's eyes, hands, fingers, mostly small organs, hearts, other weird, just misshapen, fleshy tumors and oddities.
I take out that book, actually. Could give us a clue about what's... I mean, I already have a feeling what's going on here, but yeah, still, I'll take that. I leaf through it really quickly. Anything that stands out, aside from using divine energy for things like this?
Inside, again, is just all this weird, strange scribbling. You can't make out. It doesn't even look like... It looks like somebody just scribbled lines. It doesn't look like any sort of script or anything. The title is readable, though.
Yeah, I'll put it back then. And I sigh and I'll look at the others. Where to go?
Well, so Tiva looks around. She says, well, there's 2 doors and what appears to be a very scary looking hallway over there.
Yeah.
So Tiva's gonna walk over to the doors and check to see if there's booby traps.
Give me a search check.
Okay. Hold on, I'm gonna move this so I can get to my character sheet.
If Arabelos or Seda wants to give me a search check too, you might notice some other odds and things in this room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I actually failed my search.
Same.
Yeah, I got a 3, so I don't think I got it.
All right. So Arabelos and Seda, as you guys poke around a little bit and look again, it's just mostly all these weird jars and surgery tools and torture implements and odds and ends. Nothing really besides that one book stands out to Arabelos. Everything else just seems to be unreadable. Seda, you will notice this one long bench or table that's in the center of the room has manacles at either end of it. It looks like it was something to hold somebody down, but it is covered in scorch marks as if like it caught on fire at some point or something. Just these huge scorch marks all across it. And as far as that door goes, Tiva, it looks perfectly safe. give it a good search around. There's no wires, there's no triggers, just a simple little door handle, but it's one of those ones that kind of looks like a skull face at the end of it grinning at you.
Oh gosh. Can I put my ear to the door to see if I can hear anything?
You sure can. Yeah, that's kind of in your search roll already. So yeah, on the other side, you don't really
Don't
hear anything. No.
All right, so that's one door, so I'm going to go check the other one.
All right. Give me a search check for that one.
Okay. I got a 5 again. Holy crap.
This door is completely
Figures.
safe.
It's
Yeah.
completely safe.
It looks identical to the other door, though, and it's just this big, heavy wooden door. It's covered in steel bands, mostly rusted, very cold and frosted over, and the handle is that of a skull.
Okay, so now dwarves have the ability to see in the darkness on this particular system, or no? I don't
Yep.
remember. Okay.
Yep.
So Tiva's going to look at Seda because now I see that big, dark, scary hallway. She's going to ask Seda if she can see anything through that big, scary, dark hallway.
Glance down that way, Seda, and it only goes down about 5 feet before this darkness seems to overwhelm it, and it is not. It is pitch black. You can't even see it through it with what light you give off or your dark vision.
She said it looks like it's especially dark. Like, I don't know. It's not like normal dark. I can't see anything.
Well, I think I'm going to go back to the frog. No, I'm kidding. I'm actually not going to. I don't want to go back there either. I'm not a fly. So she looks around she looks at Arabellos. So what do you suggest? As far as I can tell, the doors appear to be safe, but I don't know anymore.
I guess we have to just continue somewhere. I would suggest a door with an ominous look at the tunnel.
So which door?
I just point randomly at the left one if I enter from the portal
Okay.
we entered from.
Technically, I guess maybe Seda, now that there's a little bit of stone under your feet and you're able to kind of get your bearings a little bit, you would know that the door that she points out would be actually technically leading north. Yeah, go over to that door and who's the lucky one to tinker with it?
Is it locked?
I don't know, do you try?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, reach out and give it a little bit of a jiggle, and no, it is not locked. The handle turns quite freely. It's a little frosted over and cold, but not locked at all.
Okay. So I'm going to slightly open the door, if it opens easily, and then just see if I can peek into the room. I don't want to open it up completely.
So sort of open it up just a little bit and peek in. You can see that it looks to be almost like a large closet, about 10 feet in square. The walls are lined with the shelves of just all sorts of, once again, jars and tombs and vials and other odd things. There's a single orb of light that hangs off the ceiling above, this almost a reddish orange glow that lights up the room, giving everything that strange warm appearance in this deathly cold place. But otherwise, it looks empty. You don't see anything moving, just shelves upon shelves of vials of weird things.
Okay,
Tentacles, eyes. You'll notice that all the eyes will look at you when you open the door, but
oh, that's not creepy at all. Okay, so if we don't see anything in that room, then she's gonna just shudder at the eyes staring at her and just shut the door. Yeah, that was extremely creepy. So then I guess we go over to the other door, Arabellos.
I guess.
Okay. So we'll make our way over to the other door and do the same thing.
reach out, twist this knob. Give me a save versus magic.
Oh God.
Diva.
Ooh,
I knew I shouldn't have been the one. Save versus magic. What is that? Ah, damn it. I failed it by 1 point.
Well, give me a 1d12 roll then.
12.
Ooh, even wonderful. Yeah, you take note of that.
Why do you always roll high when it's bad shit?
I don't know.
Open up this door. Inside, you see that's almost identical to the other
Curse.
one. Looks like a large closet, but instead of these shelves lining the walls, there's a few here and there. There's a podium with a book on it that's been opened up, and this black ribbon hangs down over as if it's like a saving spot for the book. But there's 4 large glass drums, each of them containing all sorts of humanoid body parts: arms, legs, heads, internal organs, everything just kind of mixed into one big, huge, soupy mixture in 4 of these glass containers. They're 6 foot in diameter and from ceiling to floor, which is 15 feet high.
Okay, I'm
They
just
kind
gonna
of suspended
shut
in
the
this
door.
thick, green, soupy mixture.
Nothing again?
Except a lot of body parts.
Ugh.
Ugh.
I guess we'll have to try the corridor then.
I don't want to go down there.
Well, me neither, milady, but I guess we don't have a choice here.
Tiva sighs, and then so there's nothing else in that room other than disgusting stuff that whoever owns this room has been morbidly creepy.
That is exactly it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so she's going to just shut the door and then shudder even more. And so she looks at Arabella, she looks at Seda, and she looks at Kothis and says, I guess we're going to have to go down that hallway.
Well,
It's the
splendid.
only way. Because we can't stay here.
No, that's for sure.
So who's going to go first?
As you start to move that way and sort of look at it, you can see that the hallway, as closer and closer you come to the hallway, the more narrow and narrow it gets. And maybe Arabellos, as you sort of step up and look at it, you see it's wide enough and tall enough just for you to fit. So you would have to go single file. But Tiva, as you get up and close to it, even though Arabella stands in front of it, the tunnel that you're looking at looks just barely big enough for you to fit down. Same thing with you, Seda.
Reminds me of a Junji Ito story.
I assume that Seda would probably end up going first with her shield and spear down the hallway.
I don't object.
Neither do I.
Seda will go first. Who will go second?
I will.
Okay, I'll go after her or him.
Tiva, and I guess Kothos at the back then. All right. So you step into this hallway, Seda. Take a few steps. You can feel this blackness wrap around you. And it almost feels like the fond hug of Tiva. Somebody as it caresses around you and sort of holds you tight. But you can feel the evilness that's there, and the disgustingness, this disgusting, fetid and rotting smell that tickles at your nose. You can feel your stomach churn a little bit. Something isn't quite right. You can feel the bile in the back of your throat. You're not sure how far you're moving as this blackness is around you, but it's up to you, Seda. As you start to walk down this corridor, you can feel this pinprick of pain in your shoulder, another one in your back, maybe one in your thigh. You can hear a voice. You don't really hear it. It just seems to be sort of inside your mind or whatever. And it just whispers, do you accept the pain or pass it on?
So she would immediately turn around and tell the other ones what just happened, and then she would be like, what do I do? What do I do? because she only has a 4 intelligence.
How much pain are we talking?
How much pain are we talking? How bad does it hurt me?
Right now, it's just a pinprick. You can, like, somebody's poking just the tip of a dagger in your shoulder, or your thigh, or something. It's not horrible, but it's pain.
So I basically that's what I pass on. I'm like, it hurts, but it's not too bad.
What if you ask a question as well?
Like what?
I don't know, what for?
Do we all hear the voice, or is it just Seda?
Just say that.
Oh, okay.
See how far we've already gone in just accepting that Seda hears voices.
So, Seda will turn back and say, "Well, what if I don't accept the pain and I don't want to pass it on?"
It's just going to be dead silence, not a single sound. After you wait a few moments, though, you can still feel that pain a little bit. You'll get the same thing. Do you accept the pain or pass it on? You notice if you try to move, Seda, it's almost like you're trying to move through a thick soup or something. You don't really move. It doesn't seem like you're getting anywhere.
She sighs heavily. How long do I have to accept it for?
There is no answer. Just silence.
She keeps looking back at the other two, completely like, what do I do? Do I...
Tiva doesn't have any idea. Well, if it's not bad, maybe go ahead and accept it. If they're...
She lights a torch and just flings it down the hallway as far as she can to see if she can see how far it goes.
You think you light a torch. You can feel the heat from it a little bit, but you can't see any flame or anything, just pitch blackness all the way around you. You can't even see the others behind you. So you can maybe know they're there if you're kind of holding hands or pressed up against each other or something, but you can't see them. You can't even see your hand directly in front of you.
Can you choose to who to pass it on to?
Any choice would be bad.
Well, why don't you pass it down to one of those frog things in that other portal?
I don't think that works. So eventually, without getting any direction, she's gonna just take her shield and put it in front of her and like put her shield on it, and she goes, she just goes, "I'll take it," and then she just charges down the hallway as fast as she can.
All right. So take 1 point of damage, Seda. It feels just like somebody sticks a knife in your shoulder, just a little bit. They're opening up a small wound or something. You can feel yourself charging down a little bit, and it's again just gets like soupier and soupier, and you're not quite moving. It feels like you're moving through sludge. Then you hear that voice again. Do you accept the pain or pass it on?
It's gonna be worse.
I'm still running, and she's just like, "Give it to me!"
Nice. You're going to take 1 more point of damage.
The whole time you just hear, "Ah!" She's running down the hallway, then out of sight. You hear, "Give it to me!"
I'm assuming we're running behind her.
I was just going to say, do you guys go running too? You can feel around you. You can feel the walls right tight to your side, below you, right above you. You can hear her in the distance running. Then, do you follow?
Yeah, I'm taking off.
This is making me nervous. Yeah, I guess we do.
All right.
Jesus.
You can feel the walls start to open up a little bit around you. They're not so claustrophobic. You can maybe have a couple of hand breaths on either side of you until you hit the wall. And the third time you'll hear the same thing. Do you accept the pain or pass it on?
Bring it?
Wait.
No?
Was it me that heard it or them?
Yep, you still hear it.
Just me.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just like, keep giving it to me. Ow, 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 ow.
As you charge ahead, this time you take 7 points of damage. Walls will open up a little bit more. You can hear a little bit of an echo, like you can hear the sound as it's opening up into a chamber beyond. It's not so claustrophobic around you and so tight. And for the fourth time, do you accept the pain or pass it on?
Who now?
Seda still.
Oh, okay.
You're muted, Seda.
Damn it! I can't unmute myself. So yeah, the next time she hears it, you'll just hear she screams out. She's like, "Just give it to me and leave my friends alone."
Just for dramatic effect, you've already went through the D4, the D6, and the D8. Now you're up to a D10. This time it is 9 points of damage as you keep rushing down the hallway. And then there's a fifth voice. Do you accept the pain or pass it on?
Yep, she's gonna keep going.
All right, D12 for 8 damage.
Ow. All right, hold on. Okay.
And lastly, do you accept the pain or pass it on?
I accept it.
17 points of damage.
Please tell me I bust out into a room that doesn't stab me.
Yes, you will bust out into a room. As the others, you guys will hear this pain as it's hitting Seda. What does Seda do if she just keeps absorbing this pain? You're taking the full brunt of it for him.
Is it physical damage, or is it just like I felt it but there's no scarring? This is going to be important.
There is light in the next room. Yeah, there's light in the next room, so as you come out you will see that you don't have any injuries, but you felt it all.
So as they come, are they able to make it down the hallway and make it into the room okay?
Yep, totally unscathed.
So Seda will be standing there with her shield and spear both on the floor, and she's just sitting there with sweat pouring off of her going like this as they come busting into the room, and she has 1 hit point left. I had 18 on the last roll and you did a 17.
I rolled a 1 for the D4 and D6, so you got lucky out of those.
I know, or else I would have been so dead. But I had 4. I started that with 44, and you did 43 points of damage. So yeah, and then as they come in the room, she's gonna be like, "Are you guys okay?" And of course, Michelle's not in the room to witness this. I think she had to step away.
Oh goodness. Yeah, I'll look at you totally flabbergasted. We arrived there unscathed, yeah? Just making sure.
She took all the damage, yep.
Oh, you did well.
So she'll just pitch over backwards and like just not quite pass out, but she'll just be like, "That's good," and then she'll just fall over backwards and boom, right on the ground.
So yeah, let me. The spell resource. Blah blah blah. 1d 2 1 plus the number to the left plus the number. Okay. So I will just take the opportunity to heal you, I'd say. 3, 7, 14, 17 points. That's only half, right?
Yep.
Well, shit. Can I spend Kothos' spell,
Sure. Yeah.
please? Okay,
Yep,
let's
yep.
do that again. 18.
And his will be cut in half as well.
Oh, shit, right, yeah. So,
How much did you heal again? I'm sorry.
9, 18, so 17 all in all.
Okay.
So as you will kneel down, healing him up a little bit, you'll look around this room that you're in. There is no light source, but the room itself just seems to be lit with a sort of reddish, pale sort of light around it. It is 25 feet in diameter, circular room that you emerge into. If you look behind you, you can see the hallway that you came from. Just a little ways down into that hallway is just pitch blackness again. Going back the way you came.
Yeah, we certainly won't go there again, I'd say.
As you look around, it's pretty a sparse-looking room. The walls are covered in these huge tapestries that seem to move and sway. When you look at them, it's hard to make out exactly what they are, but you see all sorts of demonic creatures, just hordes of them crawling across the walls in these pictures. It's red velvet carpeting that covers the entire floor of the circular room. There's a large throne built of skulls of all different kinds of creatures dominating the center. It looks to be of a creature that is easily 25, 30 foot in size. Floating next to it is a chessboard. Again, the pieces on this board are human-sized. The board itself is 10 foot square. And the pieces are arranged as if it's mid-game. It's kind of scattered. You see a few off to the side, tipped over, that have already been eliminated. And there's a small pool of still water that sits right in front of the throne at the base of it. And behind this pool of water is single potted plants. Looks more like a tree, in size contrast to what you are, but it is more of a leafy plant looking thing. And there's 2 iron doors on either side behind the throne.
So you said that there's a potted plant. Where's the potted plant again?
Right to the left of the throne. Sort of behind, like in the back corner.
Do we recognize what this tree looks like?
It looks just like a really big leafy bush type thing. You can see vines and stuff hanging out the side of it, covered in thorns. But it's big. It's tree-sized.
It doesn't look like the world tree, does it?
No, it does not at all. It looks almost like a rose bush would, with the thorns and stuff on it, but it's big. So there's no flowers or anything, just big leaves. If you move anywhere around it, it look like you're going towards it. You can see that it starts shaking and trembling.
And then the chess pieces, you said that they're all human size?
Yep, chessboard is 10 foot by 10 foot. It is floating in the midair to the right of the throne. If you're looking at the throne, it's on the right-hand side.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about 5 feet off the ground, but all the pieces on it are human-sized, yes.
What do the pieces look like?
That is a very good question. Give me a intellect check, Tiva.
Let's see, what's my intellect? Oh, there it is. Okay. I got a 10 and my intellect is 12.
All right, so maybe somewhere in your past you've seen these, but if you move over towards it, again, the plant is going to be behind the chessboard a little bit, so it'll start shaking rather violently the closer you get, but it doesn't do anything as you're next to the board and look at it. One side is all the pieces are this dark blood red color, and they look like all sorts of demons, Tanari or Tanaric demons. The other side, it's strange, you recognize these figures and some of these people. They're a soft blue in color. You can't pick out a name, and you don't know how you know them, Tiva, but they all look like they're some sort of mythic or legendary champions of good.
Like gods?
No mortal heroes, but like very powerful mortals who died for good causes and such, or battled evil creatures.
Okay.
And you don't know their names or who they are, but you get the sense that you should or you do. It's this weird conflicting emotion that seems to wash over you.
Hmm. So, are any of those pieces down?
Yeah, the game looks like it's been played through a little bit. On the Demon and the Tanarix side, there are 7 pieces down. On the other side, there is 5.
Hmm. But you said I don't recognize any of them. So the pieces that are down on either side, do I know if those are the ones that have died?
Nope, because they're not gods; they're just regular mortals.
Yeah.
But yet you don't know.
Hmm. Because I'm wondering, and this is out of character, I'm wondering if the pieces that are down are ones that have died and the pieces that are up are ones that are still alive.
Yeah. Huh.
So she's going to look over at Arabellos and ask Arabellos, because Arabellos is, a good guy, and ask if he recognizes any of the good pieces or any of the bad ones.
Do I?
And give me an intellect check.
Oh, that was close. I passed by 1.
All right. So almost the same. You'll look at these pieces. You can see the blood red ones are all Tanaree and demons that seem to be in different war poses and stuff. All different types of demons. And sort of it goes in the rank of the demons, so like imps and stuff, I believe they're the demons. They would be on the lower end, and then more of the Tanarees and Bayatsu and stuff would be the king and queen type sized ones. And so it does go in rank of the demon hierarchy that
Yeah.
Arabellas. On the mortal side, again, their faces are familiar and they're very heroic looking people, but you can't place a single one of them. You'll see that some of them have, maybe even Erroneous may have his symbol blazoned on them like paladins of his order and stuff like that, but even though they look familiar, you don't know who they are.
Mm.
They're definitely just mortals of some sort, just very powerful, legendary mortals. They're not gods.
Yeah, I tell you what I've gleaned from looking at them. But I add, I have no idea what this is supposed to mean.
Are they too high up so we can take a closer look at them?
Nope, it's on a floating chessboard, but it's only 5 feet off the ground.
Oh, okay. Is it possible for maybe to look at one of the pieces, like on the bottom of them, to see if maybe they're named? Maybe it's got people's names on them.
Yeah, you can sort of meet the ones that are tipped over and stuff like that, but nope, there is no markings or no names or nothing of that sort on them.
So what else do we see in the room aside from the tree and the chessboard? And you said we're in a throne room, right?
Yep, you see the throne in front of you. The whole thing is made out of skulls of all different creatures. Some you recognize, like dwarves, elves, humans. Other ones are just completely foreign looking to you. Stitched together with pieces of dried meat and tendon and muscle sinew, all held together.
That's gross.
Directly in front of the throne, there's enough room to move up on top of it, but 5 feet in front of the throne, there's a 5-foot diameter pool of water. Looks like there's some sort of image or shimmering picture in it or something, but from where you're at in the room, you can't see what it is. The plant on the back side of the chessboard, and then 2 doors on the back side of the room.
Okay, I want to go and maybe take a look. She's going to ask Arabellos if they would like to go and take a look at the pool.
Not really, but
I don't want to
will.
get close to it, though. I just want to just kind of see from a distance. How close do I need to get to it in order to be able to see what the image is?
From your small stature point, as you move forward, it's almost like you are looking down into a hole in the ground. So really, from your vantage, you can only see like the side of the pool. It looks like some sort of, from what you can see from where you are, it looks like All you can really see is some stonework and what looks to be iron bars. You can't make out anything, though. You'd have to get close to really see what it is.
I knew you were going to tell me that. All right, it's going to probably end up getting me killed, but I'm curious. I want to know what's over there. So I'm going to just kind of creep a little closer and just take a look. And what's that? What is that over there?
Are you creeping from where you're at the chessboard over? That will take you past the plant, or are you going around the room to the other side?
Well, isn't the plant shaking?
The closer and closer you get to it, the more violently it shakes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'd rather not get near the plant if I can help it.
Yep, you can go around all the way around the throne, all the way to kind of the back side, and come back around to the front where this pool is, and move yourself over. As you look down onto the pool itself, you see this picture. It's of a drow chained into a jail cell. And you can see he moves and he breathes and he fights with these chains that are beside him a little bit. He's covered in bloody, looks like just tiny incisions all over his body. His face is, drow are normally, dark skinned and stuff, but even with his dark skin, you can see his face is very sunken and hollow. He's very pale, looks quite sickly. Blood just covers the front of him, and he's wearing nothing but this tiny little tunic that wraps around his waist. And just in inches in front of his face, you see the porcelain mask of a visage staring at him. Its claws on either side just sort of scraping along his flesh, opening these small wounds. And the two of them seem to be locked in some sort of stare down between the two of them. And they do move now and then, and you can see this drow fights against the chains or something, so it looks like it's something happening.
Okay. Do I recognize the drow?
You do not.
Okay. Well, I was going to ask Arabellos if maybe Arabellos recognized the drow, but she had to step away real quick. So, can I tell? But all it is just a stone room. We haven't been to that room before, right? I'm assuming.
Where you see the drow?
Yeah.
Nope. If you kind of look around, as you walk around this pool, you kind of get different vantage points, almost like you're looking into the room from above.
Yeah.
You sort of circled around. You can see it is a jail cell that it is in. You can see other jail cells around in the distance. You can't tell if there's anybody else or anything in them by the viewpoint besides this room. It's like you're looking down a hole right over top of them.
Mm-hmm.
But that is all you see.
Okay, and this pool is right in front of the throne, right?
Yep.
Okay, which means whoever sits on that throne probably wants to watch whatever's going on. So I have a feeling it's probably a room in, I'm guessing we're in some kind of palace.
Yeah, it still has the
Maybe.
same black cobblestone, metallic stonework, so
Yeah.
it looks the same design, yes.
So it looks like it's a room somewhere within whatever we're in. Okay. So
You don't hear any sound from it, but you will notice every now and then this visage, these claws come up. Oh, I actually have a picture of this. Let me bring up the picture while Mike
Okay.
is away. And I'll put it in the Facebook chat. I forgot. Let's see. Planescape. Oh, I had the frog monsters too. So, there we go. So this is basically what you see. So yeah, every now and then you see the visage just open up another scrape or cut along the body of this drow. You can see he lets out a scream and that he's like saying stuff or whatever, but in extreme anger, like he's pissed off, but you can't hear anything.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, could I understand what he was saying?
No.
Well,
But we're looking at a picture, correct?
no, it's happening.
Yeah, looks kind of like a movie or something, but it's
Yeah.
looking down and it's not a picture; it's animated. You can see their fight or the cuts that this thing is making on his body, him screaming, trying to fight at the manacles to hold him into place. He too will give, or actually no, never mind.
But what I'm saying though is it's not something that we can see that it's an actual drow in an actual.
No, it is. It's
Yeah.
it's like a mirror, or it's like we're looking down on something that's happening. Like there's a hole in the wall, and we're looking down into a room where the drow is being tortured by one of these visages.
Mhm.
So it's not like a picture. This is just a picture of what they look like.
Yeah,
So-
it's just the artwork.
So she looks. Seda looks over at you then and says, "Can you shoot the thing through the hole?"
I don't know.
I mean, because drow are bad, but he doesn't want to be here any more than we do.
I can try. Is there anything around the room, like any little pebbles or rocks
Um,
that I can pick up?
yeah, I'd say there's some odds and ends here and there, pebbles, rocks, and such. Yeah.
Okay.
You've got a bow. Hello.
Yeah, but what's the point if it's not going to actually shoot through it?
But if it does shoot through it, then you can surprise him.
Yeah, but then we're going to get this thing's attention. I don't know if I want his attention. But I can try.
I think that at this point, if it's all right with Morgan, since we've been at this for an hour and 45, and Micah has stepped away,
Mhm.
before we make this
I'm
very
not.
important. Oh, okay. I was
But
gonna say,
I'm-
but
I don't get what you're looking at there. A drow through a hole?
Oh, you were
it's
away.
cool.
right.
Yeah, Tiva moved over to this pool of water that is in front of the throne. It's a 5-foot circular pool of water. And the image in the water is this picture of a drow shackled to a wall. He looks very sickly, thin. He's wearing nothing but just a small loincloth around his waist, and he's covered in tiny little incisions that this visage is cutting on him. But both the drow and the visage are face to face, seem to be locked in some sort of stare down with one another. And you can see the drows fighting against the manacles every now and then, and this visage cutting open these small little wounds. The drow is just covered in blood.
Well, but so Irobellis would say, "We don't know about this drow, milady. We can't just shoot anyone we come across."
And I'd put a picture of it over in the chat on Facebook
Yeah.
for you.
Seda would be like, well, I know they're bad, but he doesn't want to be here any more than we do. And obviously the visage things don't like him any more than they like us.
Was Seda saying shooting him or the visage?
The visage.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, then I misunderstood. Yeah, no, shoot. Mhm.
Okay.
Hold on. Before you do that, though, how far down, like if someone were to jump through this hole, how far down would they go?
We have no idea.
Yeah, the pool of water, you look at it, you can still see like the base pool. It looks like a bowl that's been carved onto the floor. It's only 5 foot deep.
Oh, shit.
Arabellos, if you got over there and took a look, you know that it's basically just a scrying pool.
Oh. Maybe wait until you before you waste an arrow. I think this is just a scrying pool. And he
So in
feels
other
stupid
words, it's
as
just
he
a
says
look.
that.
You look, don't touch.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
'Cause I didn't want this thing's attention.
It's not a window.
It kind of is, but it kind of isn't. It's a scrying pool. It just lets you see what's going on somewhere else. That's it. I don't think it'll allow us to interact with it.
She reaches over
Exactly.
and starts patting the water with her hands.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
It just ripples out. The images stay there, and it's still ripply, but then once it comes down, it's
Oh, okay.
nothing else really happens.
All right.
Ooh.
So then we have a choice. Do we want, I mean, why do they have this drow in this room, and why are they torturing the drow? What do they want from the drow? They obviously need something because they haven't killed him. If they just wanted to kill him, then they would have done it by now.
Very true, but we can't
So-
do anything anyway until we find him,
Probably,
wherever he may be.
they probably want to kill the spider goddess.
It's
Wow,
it's
Seda.
possible.
Well, everybody knows that they have a spider goddess.
Yes, that's true.
Arabellis, give me a intellect or wisdom. Either one would work. I'm not sure which would be higher for you.
Seda actually does
Neither.
have pretty good wisdom. She's just dumb.
My wisdom is 7 and an int as well, and I didn't make it by 8.
Alright. Yeah, Seda, why don't you give it a shot? Maybe just on a whim, you might know something. You're muted too.
Give me 1 second. All right, can you still hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Michelle has to go and start a pot of water boiling, so I had to put it on speakers so she could hear what's going on. All right, and so I apologize. What did you ask me?
If you want to try and give that wisdom roll for the heck of this, maybe Seda knows something for this room.
Well, I rolled a 6 under 11.
All right. So, maybe in her times, does she have any religious following or know much about religion in general or anything like that?
Well, I mean, she would know. She would have known before she got struck in the head. About probably the dwarven religions, but that's about it.
Okay, so maybe somewhere in the teachings, they're schooling or something like that. She's heard about demons and such. There's always this ongoing war. It's called the Blood War. Maybe you've even heard it messaged in this realm of Planescape. It's fairly common knowledge. But it's this big, huge war between the devils and of the Nine Hells and the demons of the Abyss. And the two of them constantly battle with one another, the chaotic versus the law. And maybe, as you're off to the side, you sort of step back and bump into this chessboard and again look over it. It seems really odd. Why, I guess, is up to you. But as you look at this, that it would be these demon creatures versus mortal people instead of demons versus devils on this chessboard. There's never really any wars between demons and mortals. They corrupt them and they play with them, but they don't actually have an all-out war against them like chess would be a metaphor for. But this board doesn't reflect the actual metaphorical aspect of the blood war, and it's just, maybe it comes across to you as a little weird for some reason or another, but something doesn't sit right with that in your head.
Okay, so I would sort of explain the dumbed down version of that to the other two, and just be like, I'm not a priest, but everything they ever told us, none of this makes sense. They should be fighting each other, not people.
And things like the spider goddess and a lot of the drow pantheon follow demons, not devils. So, again, that's where Loth would come in. She would be a demon. You don't see her figure on this board because it's all demons, not actual deity level figures, but the drow would naturalistically go against demon or devils, not demons.
This is weird. But there must be some influence then causing that weird reaction, right?
What weird reaction?
Yeah, but that they're acting like they do. That they're not fighting amongst each other. But, yeah. No? Hmm.
And unmute. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So y'all were talking about the chessboard, how typically it would be demons versus devils. But so on one side of the board, the bad side, that's demons and devils that are all on the same side.
Nope, it's all demons.
It's
There's
all
no devils on this board.
okay. So maybe, and whoever owns this chessboard, maybe in their eyes they have destroyed or are wishing to destroy the demons. So then the only thing left is devils, and then the only thing left after that would be the good guys. So we don't have any idea who owns this chessboard. In fact, is there anything around the throne that gives us any kind of indication about who this room belongs to?
It's funny you should ask that. Yeah, Tiva, as you look around, you look over at this throne. Again, it's just massive, much larger than your small frame. All sorts of skulls are intertwined on this thing. You will see a single great skull, a huge, massive skull that is the main headrest behind on the very top of this throne. It's almost 5 feet in diameter, the skull itself, and it's cyclopean. You see one great single eye socket, and it is filled with a black jewel that seems to glimmer a little bit. There's two great big horns that curl off of it and then curl down around on either side, eventually melding into where the arm, shoulder areas would come down into the hand's rest. And beyond that, you don't see anything else on this, but that great, huge skull, which actually is black as well. And then there's a black jewel in the center of its cyclopean eye hole.
So do I recognize what that creature may be?
No, probably not. It doesn't look like it's anything particular. It looks like it's some sort of demon or devil-like creature, considering the horns and the build of it and stuff, but it's not a specific one that you can pick out.
But there's nothing else there that would give any kind of indication on whose throne this is.
Nope, there is no other markings or anything on this throne.
And the tree that's there, the one that keeps shivering, so the closer we get to the tree, the more it shivers, correct?
Yep.
Have we seen this kind of tree before?
Maybe.
Like species of tree?
I'll say you probably saw them here and there, branched out on Yggdrasil, growing here and there. Maybe passed by some of these that shook and trembled as you were walking by them, but what they are, you don't really know. You never had an issue, but as you walk near it, or any time it does, you can see that it shakes, and you'll see these vines sort of reaching out towards you and stuff. You never get close enough for it to do anything, but it doesn't look particularly safe. I can have you all roll me a search check, too, since you're playing around and looking at the throne.
I got a 2.
I got it. My search. Oh, my search is 3, so I failed.
I rolled. What is that? Oh, I actually rolled a 1.
Ooh. All right. Let's take like a, what do we got? Quick 2-3 minute break, because I actually have to look something up, and then we will pick that up. That'll give everybody a time to take a bathroom break or something.
Yeah. Can
Okay.
we actually
Okay.
extend it out to more like 5?
I can do that.
All right, thanks.
Yep. Take a quick 5-minute break. We'll be back.
All right, I'm back. Michelle's still in the kitchen. She's she said,
I'm
"Where I
back too.
belong."
What is she doing?
I said, "Michelle is still in the kitchen," and then from the kitchen, I hear the words, "Where I belong." That's her joke, not mine.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's making ravioli, and so she can still hear.
All right. Let me close this out. So in that case, Arabelos, as you poke around into this throne a little bit and look, you notice a few things. On the left hand arm rest, where somebody would sort of rest their hand, you're going to see one large black claw. It's about 3 foot in length, razor sharp. Almost looks like it's made of like obsidian or something like that. Fairly lightweight, but it's lodged right into one of the skulls, kind of jammed into there. You're going to notice on the back side and where somebody would sit in the where their ass would be in the chair, basically, and their back up against the back of it is going to be covered in this really thick black soot, almost like charcoal or something. It's very, very cold and icy to the touch. And third is a small little shelf or pocket type thing on the inside and of the right armrest. You'll see a folded up piece of parchment resting there. As you look at it, it's quite large, like a tapestry would be, or somebody that would fit into this throne would look at it and it'd be normal size for them. But as you stare at it, it seems to shrink down to your size, just kind of sitting on the side of this chair.
Oh, let's grab that parchment. I'd say.
Do you grab it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Unfold it. And it's a hand-drawn map. There's a picture over in the Facebook chat. Looks to be some sort of map directing something. You're not quite sure.
If it is, that kind of sounds familiar.
It does.
From where?
You think about this. There's Erroneous comes from the Mount Celestia and the Seven Heavens. Kitty corner across from the planes of existence, the sort of the opposite of Mount Celestia is Arborea, which is these 3 planes of chaotic good. And that is where a realm known as Pelion is. It looks to be some sort of map or outline of a portion of Pelion. You know that Nephthys is there on Pelion.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, what is it? Pelion is nothing more than an endless desert of pure white sand dotted with ancient ruins dating back to the earliest days of the plains. Travelers are said to beware just as much above as below of what is in this cruel desert. Heat.
Do I have a reason to believe that we're maybe in Baltiref?
To believe what?
That we're in Baltiref, Necropolis City?
Right now?
Yeah.
Maybe. You do know that you're in the negative energy plane, so... But where exactly or how that might connect,
I mean, we've seen some necromantic shit around, so...
That's the whole theme of the negative energy plane. I mean, without being outside or being able to see outside or what's around you, you can't really tell, but you do know you're in the negative energy plane.
I show that to the others and I point at that topmost picture on the map. I think that's where we are. What a blessing.
I can't read. So
You can't what?
I can't read, so I don't know where I can't read.
Yeah, I read it to you. No worries.
Mhm.
Necropolis. No. What?
Nephthys.
Yeah, Necropolis City.
Are you sure you can read?
Sometimes I'm not.
Well,
Um, well, so what do we do? All right, Mo's back now.
Well, I guess continue.
Check your Facebook Messenger for a
We
map.
have no idea how this place is laid out, so
I guess, Bellos, if you're thinking like you're in the Necropolis City right now, you don't sense so because you'd be in the negative energy plane. This is in Pelion, which is a completely different plane. You've probably heard of Valtref. I doubt you've ever really been there. It's just a complete ruined land. But you know you're not there, but it kind of has the same connection to where you're at, same sort of undead, ruins, ancient theme sort of thing.
okay.
But no, this would be actually on Pelion, which is a completely different realm, opposite of where Arabellus is from in Mount Celestia. Not opposite in evil, but the opposite in long chaos.
Yeah. Still doesn't make it way better, I'd say. Yeah. I mean, I'd say let's just continue.
So this is the map that the Arabellos had picked up.
Yep, it was on the throne. Yep.
Okay, so is that where are we in the palace of Nephthys?
You don't,
No.
or Aronius does not, or Arabellus does not think so, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's walk on. I mean,
Seek the Chamber of Secrets? What is this, Harry Potter?
we don't know where we are here in relationship to anything else, so
Yeah, you don't, as you guys have moved around, there hasn't been any windows or anything in this thing that you're in to even know or get any sense of where or what.
exactly.
And then there's the two doors, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Otherwise, the only thing you've looked at, there's the tapestries on the wall that go all the way around the circular chamber. It just looks like demons that are crawling along the walls. They're not really doing anything, and it'll loop over every 666 seconds.
Oh God!
Of these demons just crawling across the wall and consuming, people and doing just demon-y things. And then there's two doors directly in front of the throne, one on either side. Both doorways are huge. They're about 25 feet in height, 15 feet wide. In the very center of them is a cage with a massive black skull.
I go look at the skull.
So do either one of these doors have a peephole?
They do not. You would hope. But even the handle itself is quite high off the ground. You wouldn't be able to reach it just by reaching up. It's about 10 foot off the floor. Or no, about 17 feet off the floor.
Tiva shivers at the thought of what could possibly need to use a door so large.
Seda goes and looks at the black skull.
It's up above you because it's centered on this door, so it's about 13 feet off the floor up above you. It's the same size as you, Seda. It looks humanoid, no discerning features outside of two small horns on either side of its head, and the mouth is hanging open.
Anything inside the mouth?
Just it looks like the skull's been chopped in half, so it's just the wooden door behind an open mouth. It's more of like hanging there as a decoration, sort of, but it's fused into the wood.
Oh, okay. So we would not be able to open the door. Well, we would need a couple of us to be able to open the doors,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
Okay. So are they a double door or are they two separate doors?
2 separate doors, each one of them, and they look like they open into this chamber, so you'd have to swing outward.
Okay. So do we want to maybe go try to find the drow that's being tortured?
Yeah, well, but we don't know where anyway, so we have to just continue. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
So which door? Right or left?
Left.
All right. So we're going to need Sada's help. Sada! Can you come help us open the door?
She kind of lumbers over there, still sore from all the pinpricks. And she's like, there's no, you said there's no door handles or anything, right? So it's like just push it open kind of thing?
There is a door handle. It's about 17 feet up off the floor, and the doorway itself pulls out into the room you're in.
Oh. Is there anything that I can get a hold of?
Yeah, because it's so massive, the seams along the side of the door, you'd be able to get your hands in there and try to get it and start yanking and trying to pull it open. You could, yeah.
All right, I'll try to pull the door open.
All right, in that case, I need a strength check, but with a +6.
Uh-oh. Well, I don't budge that door at all.
Yeah, it gives away a little bit, but yeah, without turning that knob that's up above, somehow it seems to be caught.
Yeah, I don't even know if it would have given away a little bit. I rolled a 20, which is the worst thing you could roll. So I'll probably slip off the door and fall on my butt. So I'm like,
If we would work together, would that make a difference?
Think so. Or if somebody could get to the handle and just get the knob turned, it would unlatch, and you'd have a much easier time.
Was that one high up?
Sada
Yeah.
can throw Tiva up
Oh.
there.
Would I be able to reach it?
If you flew up there, certainly.
yeah, Sada's gonna actually sit there and just start petting your wings.
Okay, so I use one of my bursts of flight. Would that suffice?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you can get up there and maybe balance on this thing, turning the knob a little bit. You can hear it small unlatch. And then you can give me just a normal strength challenge roll, Sada.
Okay,
Push!
I'm supposed to pull. And
Cool.
I roll a 13 under a 17.
All right, so yeah, in that case, it will start pulling open, revealing this room beyond. You went in the left door, right?
Yep.
All right. As it swings open, it still has that same weird, dark, reddish glow, even though there seems to be no light source in the room itself. It's still lit up, and you can see just fine. This huge square chamber, 20 foot in square feet. There's not a whole lot in here besides, in each corner, a 5 foot tall urn. It looks to be made of some sort of ceramic or stonework, and it is carved in all sorts of demonic embellishes and faces and skulls. So there's 4 urns, one in each corner. In the very center of the room is a simple, regular-sized treasure chest made out of wood, maybe oak or something, banded in golden and bronze bands. And on the far back wall, opposite the door, there is a sword hanging on the wall, completely black, made of obsidian. You can see the blade of it shimmers a little bit. The hilt itself is wrapped in some sort of like reddish colored leather, and it just drips blood constantly onto the floor. And it's mounted on a sort of like a wooden display board type thing. That is it in this room.
Ooh. I heard treasure chest.
Right in the very center, facing you. Just a simple normal size, not giant size. Normal size,
Yeah.
medium treasure chest.
Ah.
And 4 urns, 5 feet tall, made of stone.
Could this be a tomb of some kind? With those urns?
Do they have lids on them?
They do not.
Milady, do you want to have a peek?
Well, they're 5 foot tall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Eva won't be
I
able
can
to-
lift you up.
Nice.
Yeah, I want to take a look at one of the urns just to see if there's anything in them.
Maybe Arabella moves you over to the side and lift up. Inside, you can see it's filled with golden coins all the way up to the rim. If you had to guess, probably 12 to 1,500 gold coins. If you glance around, it's all the urns are the same, one in each corner, just piled high with coins.
Looks like we
Oh
might be in
boy.
the treasure room. Well, Tiva, while she would love to delve her hands into the coins, just because of what she's been through, she's going to resist the urge.
Oh really?
Yeah, she doesn't trust anything anymore.
You don't trust anything. Well, give me a save versus magic device then.
I didn't clutch anything.
I know, but the sight of these coins, they seem to beckon you, and
I pass.
you're able to resist it. But yes, you can feel this just intense urge to dive into these coins and scoop them into your hands, pocket as many as you could. You even envision yourself just trying to drag one of these urns out of the room to go with you, but
Be
you
like
resist
Scrooge
it.
McDuck.
Yeah, exactly. You resist it for now, constantly just looking over your shoulder at these things.
So the treasure chest that's in the middle, I want to check to see if it's trapped.
Yeah. Give me a search check.
Oh, I got a 6. Damn it!
Look it over. It is locked. As you kind of tinker with it or whatever, you don't see any tripwires. You don't see any mechanisms on the lock itself or anything that really looks dangerous. Otherwise, it looks like a completely mundane treasure chest. There's no scrawlings on it, no insignias or anything. Just a basic wooden treasure chest.
We're having a doggy emergency real quick. So checking to see if it's trapped, I guess to try and, what were we trying to do? Move it? Because it was already open, right?
The chest.
The chest is not open.
No.
The urns are open on the top, just piled full of
That's-
coin. The
That's
chest itself is closed. It is locked, but otherwise looks basic.
okay. It's locked though.
Yep.
All right, I'll try to roll for her to unlock it.
Kaboom.
Yes. All right, let me get her character sheet here. Oh, all right. So what would that be?
Sleight of hand.
Okay, did you want to try and unlock the chest?
I'm afraid to.
I was going to do it, but you're back here now, so.
Well, I'll be here for just a moment until the dogs need to.
Well, you need to decide if you want to try and do it. Otherwise, I'm trying to smash it open.
Or actually tinkering, it would be, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would be tinkering. Sleight of hand.
Oh wow, tinkering.
Well, we can try.
Well, if it's tinkering, I have just as good a chance to do it as you do. Then. So, I'll try it.
Okay.
I go in and start inspecting the lock, and I don't. I get a 5.
It doesn't give way at all. It's definitely.
Wow. A thief that can't pick locks.
Well, you didn't trigger a trap or anything when you do so. It doesn't look like it's trapped at all.
That's something.
Yeah. You
Yep.
want to give it a shot?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'll see if I can try to pick the lock.
6 and you need a 1.
I need a 1?
Yeah.
Oh. I got a 5.
Did she lose her pips and tinkering as well?
Oh, God, really?
No,
I
that
don't
was
think-
a question because you said she needs a 1.
I don't think she ever had any, really.
Really?
Well,
What?
I mean, we only had so many to spread around,
Wow. Okay.
and so she's got them in sleight of hand and in sneak attack and search.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't realize tinkering would be the same thing as picking locks.
Okay.
Unless there were some pips that we didn't put in there while she was leveling. Are we supposed to get extra pips?
Oh, I don't know.
I believe you get
For each level, you get 2 more.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 each level.
Oh, shit. All right, so she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. She's got 17 minus the ones from planar magic resistance because those didn't count. And she's level 6.
So 6, 12. So no, she's right.
Okay.
Yeah, she would be right. Yep.
All right. Well, we just didn't know to do that. I, on the other hand, we don't all get 2 per each level, right?
No, just a specialist
All
or
right.
thief.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So I pull out my axe and I'm just like, well, I can use my key.
I turn away a little bit and shield myself with my the rest of my wings.
So Seda would shrug and take a whack at the locking mechanism with her axe.
Yeah, good
He was going to
solid.
back away.
A good solid whack, and this thing will snap free. See it falls to the ground a couple pieces. The lid pops up just a slight hair as it comes loose.
So I'll take my spear and like wedge it under the lid so that I can stand back about 4 feet, 5 feet from it, and I'll just like lift the lid.
Inside there is 5 small boxes spaced out inside this thing, just solid wood blocks. Because each one has a little lid that would be lifted off of it. Somewhere. Yeah, and the inside, as you lift the lid up and you look at it, there looks to be some sort of scribbled writing on there. And Kothis actually has abyssal. So as he looks over, he'll mention that it is abyssal writing, and it reads, "Claim what's yours now and forever."
It'll be fine.
No, I don't think it will. Well, it's not ours. So that's what it says: is claim is what claim
Claim.
is yours
Claim what's yours now and forever.
now and forever. So can we see what's in this chest? Because it popped open, right?
Yep, there's 5 blocks of wood inside there. Each one of these little blocks looks like a canister with a lid on the top of it that you could unstopper the lid.
Oh, I see. So that's the only thing that's in there.
Yep.
And
You can see each one of these little blocks has its own lid that you could lift off of it, kind of like 5 little chests inside this big one.
Oh gosh, I don't know what to do. I'm afraid. So
Just grab one.
you grab one. I mean, go ahead. Take one, Arabellos.
I've never seen people so afraid of a poor treasure room.
Yeah, it's because we've been playing with you long enough.
Dang.
Well, I can't help myself. I'm too curious, so I do eeny, meeny, miny, moo, and lift one lid.
Reach in and maybe I'll say the third one. You lift the lid off. Inside, it's a canister. It's about 2 feet in length. Inside is what looks to be a long piece of wood. You'll recognize it as a wand that is set inside this little, almost like a wine bottle case. It looks like basically just a little chest thing. Just a wand that's in there.
Good. Well, I'll open one next to the box, to that box.
Next one over, again, another wand. They look a little bit different in design, but it's just another wand.
I open one in a very different corner.
Again, the third wand.
There
seems to be a theme.
Okay.
And do you do the fourth and the fifth?
Well, no. So
They do look different from each other, but they're all wands, and imagine everybody else would recognize them.
okay, so stupid question.
Oh,
Can wands be used by thieves? I'm
Arabella's
not sure.
finding wands in each of the canisters.
Yes, I believe. I'm going to say yeah in this case anyway, but I'm pretty sure they could be yes.
Okay. I dare and take the first one out.
The first wand.
Yeah.
Reach in to grab a hold of this thing. You can see this black electrical energy spark up.
Shit.
Take 5 points of electrical damage, Arabellos.
Ha ha! I am halfway immune to electrical damage.
So you only take half, so 3 points. And when you do, you notice it crackles up your arm and stuff, but it also causes those abyssal words on the lid of it to flash again, which reads, claim what is, where to go, claim what's yours now and forever.
Well, then look what I do now. And I give it to Tiva.
Oh, you didn't get the wand.
Oh, I didn't.
It does
What?
not. It does not come out. It just shocks the hell out of you, but it did not come out of the box.
What? I didn't even get what I wanted. Okay. Well.
Maybe if you did grab a hold of her, it just doesn't move. It doesn't budge from it. Just gives you a shock.
Oh, I look accusingly at the chest. I don't know, Chiva. This looks, maybe only as a magician you were able to grab those wands.
That's possible, but none of us are magicians. So, considering what it just did, I say we just leave it there. So
there is a possibility, though, that you could use it, and maybe it knows that.
But I'm not a magician.
Well, but you have the inner knowledge of making use of things you're not supposed to make use of, right?
Steven just kind of looks at Arabella and says,
I wiggle my eyebrows.
I don't want to touch him, though.
But maybe it won't give you a shock.
So she sighs, and then she walks over, and so there's 5 canisters.
Yep.
Have all of them been opened?
Yep, all 5 have been opened. All 5 have just a basic wand inside of them. All the wands look different, but each one has a wand inside.
Okay, so...
And the lid sort of flips up. And yeah, it says, claim what's yours, now and forever, in abyssal.
Good luck.
But like each one, you said looks different. So what do they all look like?
Just different types of wood and crooked and craggly. You can't tell what they are. You do know that they're wands, but you get the sense that each wand is a different type.
All right, she's gonna pick the third wand, and she's gonna just kind of reach over and just poke it with her finger.
If you poke it, nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Okay, then she's going to try to clasp onto the wand and see if she can pick it up.
4 points of electrical damage as you try to grab a hold of this and pull it free, this energy crackling up your arm. And again, you're going to see the words on the chest flash in this blue electrical energy.
What kind of shit treasure chest is this?
Apparently, it's not ours. Like it says, claim yours, known forever. It's not ours.
I guess you're right.
As she is blowing on her hand.
I'm sorry, milady.
So
Kothis will actually walk up beside you, then looking at these wands. Says, well, that one is mine then. And he'll reach in, grab the first box, and pull the wand out.
What?
Uh-huh.
You'll see this electrical discharge across his arm. He'll take a couple of points of damage, but
okay.
he has the wand. Looks at it.
What?
So he was able to pick it up.
Looks over at all of you and says, it's mine.
But
Seda just starts laughing.
what?
So she looks over at Kothis just with her mouth just gaping open. Now, which wand was it? Was it the one that I had just touched?
No, it would have been the first one.
The first one, okay. So that's the one that Arabellos had touched. So Kothis was able just to go over there and grab it. And Tiva looks at him and says, how are you able to do that?
Simple. I claimed that it was mine, and I took it.
Well, this one is mine, and I stick my hand into the chest and I grab the last one.
Last one. 3 points of electrical damage, but you get the wand.
Wow. Okay. Do I get half of the 3 or?
Yeah.
So 2. 6. Ow! As I hold the wand in my hand. Here, I hope you can use it. And I hold it out to Tiva.
No, you claimed it to be yours, not mine.
Well, I give it to you now.
I don't think you can do
milady,
that.
I will give it to you now.
It says now and forever, so it's yours.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
I'm not taking it.
Just make a note, whoever has the damn wand, that it's number 5, so I can reference back to
Okay.
1,
So
5.
Tiva's going to go over and she's going to look down at number 3. You're mine. And she's going to grab it again.
2 points of electrical damage, but you got it.
Okay.
How far down are you, Tiva?
I'm down to 14.
And how many are you missing?
6.
Oh, yeah, okay,
I have
let's
20.
wait for a moment.
I have 20 health points.
Yeah, let's wait for the next.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I won't get zzz again.
Yeah.
So there's 2 left, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So the Seda's gonna walk over and look down at him and go, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And she's gonna go, you're both mine, and she reaches down and grabs them both.
Nice.
Greedy.
6,
I'm gonna die.
10 points of electrical damage.
Holy shit.
I did not die.
Okay, I'll cure light wounds on you for 11. No, so 5. You get 5. Seda. And let's take one from Kothis. Another 5. I did half, Morgan, right?
Yep.
Okay. So
And-
10.
And then she turns and looks at you guys, and she's like, well, we can't leave one behind.
Why not, milady?
Well,
Do you have... I heard about OCD. Is it that?
I can't read.
You're not supposed to read.
I don't know letters.
I see.
They're not dwarven ones.
Well, feel free to stick your hand in there again.
Is there another one in there? And I go walk over and start looking in the...
No!
Nope, it is empty. Make a note on the sheet. Kothis has wand 1. I got that already. Arabellas, you have wand number 5.
Yeah.
Seda, you have wand number 2 and number 4. And Tiva, you have wand number 3.
Okay.
Is there in the urns? Those were only coins, right?
Yep, they're, all 4 of them are just filled to the lid or to the rim with gold coins. Every one of them, you'll look at them and they're emblazoned. One side has flame on it, the other side has a demonic skull.
Yeah, let's not.
And then
I will look. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I want to look at the sword.
Like I said, the only other thing is a sword on the back plaque of the wall. It's normal size for your typical long sword, completely made of black obsidian. The hilt itself is some sort of black colored stained wood, but it's wrapped in leather that constantly bleeds, and it hangs on a wooden plaque. Behind, sort of up above the sword, scrawled into it, is the word, oh geez, if I don't butcher this, Drow Sucro. I will put it into the Facebook chat.
I don't think that's a weapon anyone would like to wield, at least in this group. I don't want a bleeding hilt.
Sucro. There we go. Drow Sucro.
Drow?
And that is carved. It looks like it's sort of scratched in with a sharp nail or something like that above the sword. Actually, Arabellos, give me a... I'm going to say an intellect check. You might have heard of this before.
No. No. That probably means something like drow death or whatever.
What'd you get for your roll?
I didn't pass.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it sounds familiar, but you don't quite recognize what this is. And it's happened to you before in some of these other things where there's this recognition or this word that's right at the tip of your tongue, and you should know what this is, or there's something about it, but you just can't get it.
Do I have a bad feeling about this thing?
Yeah, you can just feel the power radiating off this thing. It's not good, but it looks like it'd be quite lethal.
I'll look at Seda as I turn around, specifically at Seda. We don't want this.
She just shakes her head. And then she holds out the 2 wands, and she kind of like waves them around a little bit. And she's like, "What do we do with these?"
Oh, whoa, and I'm like bending out of the direction she's pointing. Be careful. We don't know how they work, and if they work for you.
So I should put them in a bag.
That's
You might
probably a
want
good
to.
idea.
Okay.
But Tiva's going to actually inspect her wand. And is there anything special about it? Does it any indicator on there as to what it might be? Like what kind of wand is it?
You can give me being a thief. I'll let you an intellect check. You can check it on each one if you really want to,
Okay.
and maybe get a chance. I'll say you can.
Yeah, I'll show you mine.
I got a 1.
Ooh, and that is on yours.
Yeah, it's on mine.
You get the sense that you got wand number 3. 1, 2, 3. That's this wand. It's going to be sort of a black wood of some sort, and has small stars and stuff engraved around it. You get the sense that it can create false images of some sort. It is a wand of illusion.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll definitely show you mine.
Kinky.
I know. Arabella's just showing you his wand.
You dirty people.
Okay, so I got a 3 for Arabellos.
His, you're going to see these just laughing skulls all the way along the body of this wand. It is a wand of fear.
So, and technically, Tiva could use those, huh?
Yes.
Well, congrats. I'll give it to you.
Okay, so she's going to gingerly reach out and try to take the wand, and she's going to close her eyes, expecting to get shocked.
And she does for 5 points of electrical damage.
Shit.
You'll
What?
grab a hold of this, Tiva, and as soon as you sort of bring it in to take it, whatever, you can see that it's gone from your hand. So it'll be right back into your pouch, Arabellos, but you take the damage, Tiva.
Oopsie. She looks at Arabellos. I told you.
Oh, shit.
And she's going, ow, 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 ow.
Yeah, I immediately touch you and heal you for 5 points.
Touch me.
Well, that's very unfortunate. Now we have like a whole set of wands with
What?
people who can't use them.
Well, how do you know you can't use it?
Well, I take it out of my pouch and I point it at Zeta. And I like concentrate really bad. See?
Yeah, thieves and magicians or magic users can use wands. Or specialists magic users, but
Oh, okay. So I didn't realize that. So it's actually something class specific.
yes.
Yeah, that was really stupid.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. Now I was like, well, you said the wand was yours. Why can't you use it? But if his class isn't able to use it, that makes a lot more sense.
Kothis will give you his to take a look at if you want to try on his.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. I got a 2. Wow.
It is a wand of fireball.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And Seda has 2 if you want to try on either of those.
Oh
Alright.
man, we really fucked that up. Can we load a save game, please?
Go back to that save state.
Shit.
Okay, so I got an 18 for 1, which my intellect is actually, so I failed that one.
Okay.
My intellect is 12, and then I got a 10 for the other.
And so that was a pass. So the one you don't know, the other one is going to be a wand of illumination that Seda
Okay.
has.
But Sada's not able to use it.
Nope.
Okay.
But they're hers.
Yep.
She said so.
Yep, she did.
Mhm.
So, and Tiva's not going to take it considering what happened the last time.
Did you note that I healed you for 5 points though?
I did.
Okay.
I did. So I basically just, I'm back to where I was. I was at 14.
Okay.
So you healed the damage that I had taken. So yeah, I would say, for those of you who cannot use your wand, just stick them in your pockets.
Dang.
Which really sucks, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, besides the urns, the chest, and the sword, there's nothing else in this room. It's just a few, pebbles and rocks and stuff strewn around. You can see scorch marks on the floor scattered here and there too, but
But that word, drow sucro, it's one word, right?
yes, it is.
Okay. Would Kothis recognize that word?
And he'll look at it, and again, he feels the same way Arbellis does. Like, he knows this, he's heard this, or he knows something about it, but he can't place it. It just doesn't make sense.
I just
And
wonder
I
if
guess
Go ahead.
Tiva and Seda, to a degree, I mean, it's a possibility. Why don't you both give me a wisdom check?
See, I got an 11. My wisdom is 8. So, honey, I'll do a wisdom check.
Sorry. No, I failed.
Okay. So both of you, it doesn't recognize at all for either of you, but for Arabellis and Kothis, both of them will you know this word or you've heard it or something, you just can't place it.
Well, given the fact that it's drow sucro, I wonder if it's got anything to do with the drow that's locked in that chamber being tortured.
Maybe.
I mean, he's a drow, and the word is drow sucro. Maybe it's the person's name, or maybe it's a drow word for something. You know, that means something.
Oh, you mean we can carry it with us?
It's not like put that's just on a little, holders or whatever. It completely can come down.
I take a piece of cloth, like my whatever, my cape or something like that, and would grab it with it and just fold it in there.
I'm going to start staining it with blood. It's not like a constant dribble or anything. It's just a little bit of a slow seeping, but you can feel the power that comes from the sword. It's rather uncomfortable and disconcerting, but you can see that it's definitely imbued with some sort of powerful magic.
I can take it for the moment. Doesn't feel good, though.
We can take turns carrying it.
Oh, no. Of course, I will do this, milady.
So is there anything else in this room that we've
is
missed
it.
other than the urns? Okay. But there's nothing in here because it looks like it's a treasure room.
Yeah.
But there's no indicator in here as to, just like the previous room where it gives any kind of indication about who this, I'm assuming it's a palace, belongs to.
Yeah, there's nothing else in here.
Nope. Okay.
No names or anything like that.
Well, then maybe we should go try the other door.
Yeah. Let's do that.
All right, so we're going to go try the other door.
Oh, jeez, where's there it is? Alright. I assume you're just going to fly up and turn the knob for Seda then? Alright.
Mhm.
Takes a few times, but you guys are able to pull this thing open. Let's see what's going to be that room. As you pull this open, Seda, you're going to feel this warm blast of air, completely different from everywhere else in this palace or this place that you're in. Everything else has been just deathly cold. The warmth that washes over you when you open up this doorway is quite comforting. And you'll notice as it swings out, there's this strange shimmering, almost like when you've looked across hot blacktop roads or stonework or in the desert, those wavy, hazy heat lines, and it seems to cover and shimmer all the way up where this door frame is. On the other side, into this room, it looks to be a completely different stonework. It's all sandstone. The floor is covered in sand, and there's this really strange thing in the middle. It looks somewhat made of plants, or it looks like a giant pea pod that hangs off of a plant of some sort. There's all sorts of strange levers and gears and contraption bits that hang off of this block of wood it looks like it's been like framed to the side of this pea pod, for lack of a better term. And there's also going to be 7 bodies lying around the floor. All of them are desiccated and dried up husks, sort of mummified. Small little halflings, but they don't really look like Tiva. They look very primitive. You can see they all have spears. They have stonework for the spears. They have daggers on their side of their loincloths that are made out of obsidian bone. They look very, very primitive.
Hmm.
But you said they're desiccated?
Yep, they're dead and mummified, dried up husks.
And what else is in here?
It looks sort of like a plant or a pea pod that hangs off of this contraption of metal and wood with gears and levers and buttons. It just sort of hangs there in the center of the room. The whole thing covered in this weird chitinous shell, like a bug shell. A large egg-like pod with an arm-like extension that projects upward into the room that connects to like a large cup-shaped pea pod.
So, I use my wisdom. I made a wisdom roll for myself. And I look over at Arabellos and I point at the pod and then I point at the bodies. And I just shake my head.
And I nod.
I said, I think that did that.
I think so too, milady. Yes, we shouldn't interfere here, I would say.
And that, like, the room is a completely different stonework and everything. I guess even I say it as a dwarf, so if you look into it, you'll notice that the stonework that is in here, it's sandstone compared to this weird black metallic stone that's everywhere else in the place. But it's also very primitive and poorly done. It's the only sense of warmth that you've come across so far. The room itself is 20 foot square. But there's no other doorways or anything in it.
So it's like a dead-end room then.
Yep.
I'd say there's nothing in it for us.
She would kind of sigh heavily and go, nope.
Nope. Let's not.
Being pretty sure that Tiva's going to agree with her. And so she kind of grabs Tiva and they start go back down the way they came.
That will put you back into this throne room. The only other way is back the way you came.
Uh-oh. Did we ever search this room for any kind of hidden passages?
No, we didn't.
We should do that.
Okay. I will search with you.
Well, Seda doesn't find her own feet.
Same. I always have my wings in front of my face. Tiva?
Tiva can roll a search, see if she comes up with anything.
He got booted again.
Yeah, see it. Do a search for us, please.
Okay. I'm so sorry. I had to run really quick. Okay, so a search. Oh, God. Oh, I got a 1. Yay!
Cool.
As you look around this huge throne room, I guess,
Yes.
for a secret passage or something, you do not come across anything in this room. Do you check? I assume you're going to check like the treasure room too. So yeah, again, in that room, as you look around, there's seems to be no other way out besides back the way you came or going into this other room.
So did we open up the other room?
Yep. Oh, you weren't here for it, were you?
We're a little bit... Yeah, then if we go back, we can only go back into the frog portal and continue from there again.
Yeah, you'd have to go back down that black tunnel into the frog portal and somewhere else from there.
Well, shit.
Okay.
Or to further investigate that other room.
So we're back in the throne room again. Okay. All right, so the only other door is the other door that we haven't opened yet, right?
No, they opened the other port or the other doorway. It leads into a room that looks more like a Egyptian temple sort of design. It's all made out of sandstone. Very, very hot or warmth coming from the room. You can see the heat waves up along the door frame. There's 7 dried up mummified halflings on the floor in this weird contraption in the middle of the room. You don't know what it is, but it looks made out of gears and levers, metal, wood, and it holds this weird looking pea pod type thing in the center of it.
Oh man, but that can't be good.
There's a
Okay,
bunch
come
of
on, I will.
halflings in here.
What?
There's a bunch of halflings in here.
They're
Yeah.
very, very primitive looking, just wearing a loincloth with stone spears and stone and bone knives.
Okay, I'll take one for the team, and I'll walk into that room and take a closer look at the machine.
As you pass from the room, the throne room, into this room, this warmth will wash over you, Arabelos, and you can feel that same feeling you always get when you step through a portal of that lightheadedness and the turning of the stomach a little bit. And all around you is just warmth. You feel like you're in some sort of desert-like place. There's still sand on the floor. You can see it drifts down from the cobblestones and sandstone above a little bit. If you look behind you, there is just an archway with a mirror in the center of it. You can't see the others outside of it.
What? Okay.
And you look around this room in this contraption, Tiva and Seda, as you watch Arabelos walk through, you can see him as he walks into this room and looks around and looks back with that strange look on his face, like he can't see you, but you can see him.
I walk back to the mirror and I touch the mirror.
Your hand will go right through and you can feel that deathly numbing cold on the other side.
Can I walk? No, not can. I will walk through.
Yep, you walk right back into the throne room.
Oh, miladies. Oh, I couldn't see you anymore. Let me go. Let me get right back in. And yeah, I go back.
Once again, Arabelos goes back through the door.
Okay.
Back into this room. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I will take a look at the machine.
It is.
Can
Go
I
ahead.
call time out? So, right when we were rolling, Michelle rolled a 1 to do the search in the throne room. That's when Zoom shut me down and I had to reboot. So, what did she find?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Nothing.
All right, cool.
Yeah, step around and hear Arabelos step over top of these halflings. They look like they've been dead for a long time. They're completely just dried up, mummified husks. Very, very primitive looking. You can see they're covered in tattoos. Their hair is braided in sort of very primitive styles. They have scarification running across their bodies. You notice, too, that as the skin and everything is pulled tight around their skulls, all of their teeth have been filed and serrated down.
Oh, nice.
The contraption itself looks to be a mixture of old wood and plant-like material that has just hardened and petrified. There's all sorts of small levers and buttons and gears around the whole thing, connecting some of these levers and stuff. And there's several copper tubes that all lead to this weird pea-shaped metal-looking pod thing. It sort of has a hard, almost like what a beetle shell would be, that covers it. It's 6 feet in height, large enough for like an average person to step inside. If you could, there's no opening to it, but like that size.
Okay, would I have any idea what that could be?
You'd have absolutely no clue.
What is in the pea pod?
You look around, you don't see a way to open it. Besides the levers and buttons on one side, the only other thing that hangs off of it is what looks to be almost looks like a hat with these wires connected to it. But it's made of like this spongy, strange, fleshy-like material that bends and kind of like putty.
No.
What?
There is a helmet with... Yeah, doesn't matter. Okay, yeah. I push a lever. I just move one of the levers, just a random one.
You can see that as you push it up and down, it lifts this pod up and down off the floor of different heights.
Okay.
Another one seems to move it left and right.
What the hell? There are buttons too, right?
Yep, there's all different buttons, all different colors. They look like they're kind of made out of just basic stones that are stuck into the side of this thing.
I'm totally lost here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Push the purple one.
Okay, I push a purple one.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think there is a purple one. There actually is.
Wow.
There is a black, a gray, a white, and a green.
I push the black one.
Like, to the side of this, it's still part of the contraption, but it's sort of like a panel on the back side of it. You can hear it grind and whir a little bit. Or else, and if you look over, you can see this sort of this board drop down, and this revealing this small little compartment. And it has a simple picture in there that has been painted onto a piece of tile that is stuck in place on the back of this that is revealed. And it shows this massive dragon, very thin, long black claws. It's mottled in red and black. And it wears this golden crown that sort of has a headdress that cascades in jewelry down its body. In one hand, it holds the crimson-colored, magical-colored orb. And in the other, it holds this huge wand. All the people that are around it on the ground are bowing down before it. The scenery in the background is that of just a barren wasteland of desert and blasted stone and rock.
Uh-huh. Okay,
And the only other thing is at the bottom of it says, no, I have to find the name. Forgive me because I did not prepare this part.
no worries.
Let me actually, no, I know an easier way to look it up. Right there. Yes, you will see our Lord and Sorcerer King, Calic of Tyr, is inscribed along the top of it.
Okay, I will push every button and see what happens.
All of them do different things. Besides that one, drop the caption. Some of them seems to, this whole thing will give us a whole vibrating, look like it's doing something when you hit the green one. The white one seems to make the whole thing just come to a stop. The other one, the grayish colored one, causes this pod to start spinning around where it's at. And you will see this fleshy hat-like thing undulating beside it.
Uh-huh.
And the levers lift it up and down, left and right, and move it around. Sort of like a crane, almost.
Yeah. So, yeah, I walk out again and I explain what I basically didn't find out about that machine. Yeah, but it seems like someone has to put on the hat and something then happens to them. And it doesn't look good that there are dead halflings lying around that machine, to be honest. Yeah.
She Seda kind of furrows her brow and reaches up and scratches her top of her head. It's like, I don't want to wear the hat.
So
I totally understand.
the dead halflings, because Tiva's gonna go in and take a look at the halflings that are there. And I do understand that they're primitive based on what Arabellis was telling me, but
Yep.
Is there anything like what's going on with these particular halflings? Like, can we tell how they may have been killed?
All of them do not show any signs or wounds or anything like that. So not really. You can see they're obviously mummified husks and they're all dried out. So if you poke at them, your skin or their finger will go right through their skin or what's left of their skin anyway. They don't show any signs of harm. No. Beyond that, just very, very primitive looking stone and bone daggers and staves covered in tattoos and scarification, braided hairs. Not like any sort of halfling civilization that Tiva would even remotely recognize.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if any of them had any head injuries because they put that helmet on.
Yeah.
No, yep.
Maybe they weren't able to.
Yeah, you don't even see any markings or anything of where a helmet would have been. They're
Hmm.
just all dead.
Dead. Well, and it may not have necessarily killed them in the head, it may have killed them another way.
Yeah. Yeah. Am I missing something here? I probably
I feel like
do.
I am, but
Yeah.
I'm just flummoxed.
But I really don't want to stick anyone's head in there. Oh, actually, I have an idea. I walk in and I tell them. I tell you to. This is just for science, so don't be upset. So I walk in again and I take.
I know what she's gonna do.
What?
I know what you're gonna do.
You're very quiet, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
So I take one of the less or the freshest one, and I put it in the helm, or the helm on it, and yeah.
It will suction down right to its skull,
Oh,
kind
good.
of crushing in the bonework and breaking off bits of skin, but it holds it there.
That's very pretty. I look apologizingly back to the others, and then the white button stopped. And which one started the shit?
The green.
Okay, green.
And you hit the green button?
Yes.
I believe, let me make sure I'm getting the right one here.
Yeah, please.
Right, yeah, so you can see this fleshy cap sort of lifts the halfling off the ground. It begins to undulate around its skull. You can see this pod thing, this chit in the shell in the center, begin to slowly at first, starts to circle around, and then a little bit faster and a little bit faster. After a few moments, there's this tearing sound as this large pod on the other side of the device rips open. And you see a figure almost 7 feet in height as it pulls itself out of this egg-like casing. It's covered in organic ichor, slime, pus, blood, umbilical fluids. And its skin is gray and featureless, almost human-like, but everything is misshapen. You see that it sort of looks like that halfling, kind of, but everything seems off. Its eyes are a little bit crooked. One ear is a little bit bigger than the other. Its side of its face droops a little. One arm is sort of tumorous. Everything just looks a little bit off. And it'll come crawling out a little bit. And we will save it there for the evening.
Oh, we should have just left.
Well, going back the way we came. Oh, man, I hope we don't have to go to that room and go to a whole nother portal.
Oh,
But
fuck.
This is the only other place we could go is through here.
Yeah. Well.